we got there, and it was just something that I don't think any of us have ever experienced before, and certainly not as jazz musicians. It's like to have jazz be the center of the opening of such a hip new place with young people and rich people and, you know, famous people, talented people. It's just something that doesn't always happen in the United States. I think jazz here is considered old-fashioned and considered kind of something of the past, but in China it's still considered something that you could do on a Saturday night or Friday night, something that you could go out and enjoy.
Jazz musicians are incredible. If they moved here, they would be like gigging and being like the headlines of, you know, famous clubs all over the country. And it's a lot of young musicians my age that's coming around, even some high school, like 16-year-olds. They can really play their butts off.
You know, one of the reasons I play music is to see the world. You know, that's one of the conditions of being a working musician, to tour and all that. I've always wanted to travel. Obviously, I love music, but it was kind of the closest I've come to living that dream.
Honestly, one of like my favorite experiences playing. It wasn't even an official gig. It was just going to one street near our neighborhood that's notorious for just having great music shops, and it's literally here's a store with like all Japanese or Chinese flutes, and then, you know, here's a brass store, and you can just walk and window shop for really great instruments. You know, I went to one of these stores with a bunch of local musicians, and the cool thing about it is that you can call a tune and everyone knows the tune, so you can have crazy renditions of so many standards just while shopping for crazy instruments.
I'd say the best thing about being in China was just the culture, being able to take everything in and seeing something completely different. For me, that was the best part, because I haven't really seen anything before like that. You know, being to a different country and a totally different culture, and the food and the music and the language, it was just like everything was different, so I enjoyed that.
Seeing a different culture, you know, on the other side of the world is always a kind of enlightening experience. You know what I mean? Like how to coping with that. That's just that's just a really deep life experience, man. I mean, on every level, you know, like it's great, man.
Well, I mean, I saw all kinds of cool stuff. I really made a point of going out, you know, as much as I could, and seeing the sights. I saw the Summer Palace, the Forbidden City. I saw, you know, all kinds of cool things in and around Beijing. The Great Wall was incredible, and seeing these things just, I think, really expanded me as a person. It's just being able to see different things that I couldn't see in the U.S. and seeing this culture that is, you know, far older than any culture in the United States. It's just, it was just astounding.
this project really started as an opportunity to bring Western musicians and Chinese musicians together, and really kind of, instead of just to go there for 2 weeks and tour, instead to get in with the scene and bring musicians in and have them do something more than just hang out at a hotel or play gig, but rather to get in with the musician crowd, and I think we were pretty successful in that.
Well, one of the most memorable moments was when we went to go do a master class, and I never did a master class before, so it was nice to feel like I knew a lot. Even though I don't at this age, I have so much to learn. But kids younger than me, in a completely different country and different cultural backgrounds than what I'm from, it's nice to know that people are interested in my craft.
In Beijing, two things come to mind. One, it's small.
It's small.
Small.
And really small.
The jazz scene in China, in particular Beijing, is up and coming. In my opinion, it is. Because I was there for a whole 6 weeks.
The scene is personal, to say the least. I feel like we got to know the jazz musicians in Beijing really well.
It's at a really high level.
Definitely noticed a sense of community there, which was great. Everybody looked after each other.
And it's a nice place, and most of the venues have jam sessions, which bring the musicians together. Having the family, everybody knows each other, and it's.
While it was a small scene, it kind of was a really great kind of intro to the jazz tour world, because a lot of these people became our friends. We weren't. I don't think we ever felt overwhelmed with the scene. It was really making good music because you were able to foster good relationships with the people you were playing with.
If you need to get to a gig, everybody was there to get you there and get you back to where you need to be. And there was a lot of support, so I think that's the main thing that really impressed me about the scene there.
I think it would almost be easier to play jazz there than it would be to play in New York.
A lot of these guys, the guys that I brought over and the guys that we met, have told me that they've made friendships that last a lifetime.
To see this sort of relationship between American musicians and European musicians within this sort of broader Chinese context was really interesting. But the thing that stuck out was how high level the musicianship was. Baby is ridiculous.
Keep sending musicians over there.
Get more people there interested in jazz because they're doing so well that they just, that scene is just going to keep growing and expanding, and eventually, hopefully, they'll be able to rival the U.S.
The thing that this music needs all over the world is just kind of an infusion of people who really know why they do it.
You can try and understand the music there and help them grow as musicians and people, and you're growing at the same time.
So I want to encourage the younger generation in China to be playing more music, play more jazz, and really play whatever comes out of their heart.